Hello and welcome everybody. I think this is week 6 of Walking a Path of a Spiritually Minded Individual. I'm here with Alison Rotberg and she's here to tell us a little bit more about herself and what she does and how it's all connected to spirituality.
Yeah, I like how it already recognized me on the Facebook.
Oh, it did? Okay.
That's so funny.
And we have our first viewer here too.
Yeah,
hi
hey
Shimon,
guys.
hi Sylvia.
Okay, so hi everyone, and thank you for including me in this series. My name is Alison Rotberg, and I'm an acupuncturist, a massage therapist, a birth doula, and an essential oil educator, and I'm also a mom. And I use essential oils in everything I do and with consciousness, and so that's what we're here to talk about today, right?
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
I'll follow
So
your lead.
how long have you been doing acupuncture and working with essential oils?
For about 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I specifically got more involved with essential oils about 6 years ago after my son was born. Just wanting to have more natural options for him and things that I can offer to my clients that didn't necessarily have side effects, and gifts of the earth. And that's really what I was trying to empower people to heal themselves, so that I wasn't always the healer. And so for my kids, they even apply oils to themselves. I like to empower them so that they can, know how to heal themselves, not have to go to me.
I always liked, good smells and oils. That I noticed, because I know your husband too.
Yeah.
And always walking around, and it's like, that smells really good. It's always intrigued by these
Totally.
And
I
they
call
got
him
me
an
into
oil
that.
pusher. He's like, you need this.
Yeah. And I got into that.
Yes.
Hi, Christy.
Hi.
And the more I read about it, the more I got intrigued, and I saw there's a lot more to it than just good smell and natural. So do you want to tell us more about how you use it, and maybe also the spiritual benefits of it?
Yeah, sure. Okay. I mean, yes, more than just good smell, right? It's not just an air freshener and make the room smell good. This is what God gave us. This is plant medicine at its finest, right? This is what existed long before pharmaceutical drugs. And really, these are the gifts of the earth that were meant, I think it even mentions in the Zohar and, in a lot of spiritual texts that everything that we need already exists, right? That it's kind of like it was there for us. We just have to uncover it. And so you can use it in many ways. You can use oils aromatically, meaning to breathe them in, whether it's in a diffuser or something like that, or on your skin, you're breathing them in like perfume. You can use them topically, and you can use them internally even, if someone chooses to do that. But you can use them for everything, issues that people are dealing with on a day-to-day basis, like, the weather is affecting, you're having runny nose or cough, congestion just from the season, right? Or it could be, mental, emotional type of stuff, like feeling anxiousness, or, not feeling grounded, or maybe you need more clarity, to everything from, cleaning in your house, purifying the air, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And so then what was the last part of it? Was how, consciousness-wise?
How can it benefit you spiritually? Spiritually,
okay. So there's a few ways. I kind of combine using essential oils with my own spiritual meditations, like mantras that you can repeat to yourself, or affirmations. Anytime you breathe in oils, you actually affect the part of the brain that controls your mood and emotions. And so there's a chemical reaction that goes on in your brain. So let's say, you're really trying to work on self-love, which is something that, we can all do, but it's something that I try and work more on. Is you can, apply oil, let's say it's rose oil. And rose oil, you can put it on your heart. You can put some in your hand, go ahead and breathe it in, and then repeat, whatever the mantra, like, I am beautiful, I am perfect, I am whole, God is within me, whatever it is that you might say. And that smell anchors in that thought, or that subconscious, thought that you're trying to put in. And now every time you smell it after that, it's a reminder to your brain on a subconscious level, I am whole, I am beautiful, I am love.
Oh, that's powerful. I actually never heard it as far as using it with mantras.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It reminds me that Kabbalistically, actually, the sense of smell, it's the purest sense that we have. We're actually in the portion of Genesis of Bereshit, it's talking about Adam, and it says that when Adam fell, the only sense that wasn't affected by it was the sense of smell.
Oh, wow.
So it's actually the pure sense, and the Kabbah says that the sense of smell is the one that connects us directly to our soul, you know. And you can think about it, because all the other senses are a little bit corrupted. You taste something, it tastes good, it doesn't mean it's healthy, right? You look at something, it looks good, it doesn't. Everything is affected by good and bad.
Yeah.
But the sense of smell is actually, if something smells bad, usually it is bad. If something smells good, it's usually good.
Yeah.
It's really pure and connects us directly to our soul.
Yeah.
So I love this combination of like smelling and anchoring it and using affirmations with that. Very powerful.
A side note though is, there are people that don't have a sense of smell, but it doesn't, with essential oils, you can still breathe them in. And even if you can't smell them, meaning usually it's a deeper level issue, but someone doesn't have a sense of smell doesn't mean they're not able to inhale it. They're still able to inhale it. So it still creates that chemical reaction, whether or not you consciously are smelling it yourself, same with like, even if you decide not to smell it, when you're going to put it on the bottom of your feet, let's say it's a very powerful place to put oils, or on your heart, even if you're not going to smell it, although it's close to your nose, it's going to go into every cell of your body within 20 minutes. So it's still going to, on a chemical level, affect you. And the cool thing about oils is they kind of adapt to how your body needs it. It's not just, the body knows what to do with it. Kind of like acupuncture. Someone might treat you in one way, and your body is just there to find its balance. So that's another spiritual thing.
So Stella is asking, how do you know what kind of oil you need to use for every specific situation?
Oh, that's a good question. So there's a ton of books. For instance, I actually have some behind me.
This is her office, by the way.
Yeah.
Brand new. If you're in LA, on Robertson.
Yes. Come to LA. Come see my husband and I. We both do massage. He also does cranial sacral therapy, and we always use oils. But we ask you first what scents you like. So this is an older version, but it's called Modern Essentials. And so Modern Essentials is a great book. You can buy it on Amazon. And another good book, I'm going to stand up for a second, sorry. We got a call for a second. This is another great book, Emotions and Essential Oils. I think you can also get it on Amazon, or there's another great store online called Aroma Tools. But there's a ton of information out there as far as essential oils and how to use them. You can look up by emotions, you can look up by, medical challenges that you're dealing with. You could just use it for prevention, right? So many different ways.
Can you tell us, I'm personally curious about, because I had this conversation with your husband about, he is all hyped about frankincense, right? So we had a short conversation on the hallway, and he said you could tell me actually more about it. So I'm actually personally, and maybe it will interest more people.
Yeah.
Like he said, would be interested to know, and he said to ask you about like the spiritual benefits of frankincense.
Okay, I'll do my best. Well, I'll just say this. If there was one oil, if I was stranded on a desert island, frankincense would be the one. That's what I always say. It's kind of like if you're not sure what to use, just use frankincense. So going back to your question, what do I use? Just start with frankincense. So let's say, textbook wise, it can do so many things, everything from anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, it's pain relieving, many different things. It's the most researched essential oil. It's actually the most famous. A lot of people know from, even I think it's one of the Holy Temple incenses. Yeah. A lot of people know that when Jesus was born, they brought frankincense and myrrh to Jesus. But on a spiritual level, one of the things that frankincense does is it actually connects us to our father or male energy. And so, I think of that like right column energy, right? For some people, like they have maybe a relationship that's not good with their father. So using frankincense can help, find forgiveness and connect with their father on a deeper level. Frankincense spiritually, when people smell it, because like in Catholic churches, they burn it as an incense. So a lot of times when I give classes, people are like, oh my God, I remember that smell from church. So it diffuses negative energy, purifies the air, almost like saging, and so when people smell it, just the smell itself kind of can ignite a spiritual opening. So those are a few ways.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about the male energy and father.
Yeah, and myrrh is the female energy.
It is.
So frankincense is male and myrrh is female.
For those of you who do study Kabbalah, so male energy, as you said, right column energy, the emanation that is also referred to as Chokhmah, sometimes called Abba, which means father.
Ah.
And it is the right column energy in the tree of life. And right column energy represents mercy, represents giving and sharing, so it probably has all these qualities in that.
See? Cool.
Sense too.
I'm learning things too.
Stella is very active here. She's asking you oil for headaches. Any ideas?
Oh, yes. One of my favorite is peppermint oil. It's just a pain relieving oil. You'll feel everything kind of open up. Sometimes headaches can be from stress, so lavender, but also frankincense. Frankincense has the ability to penetrate into the brain and into the nervous system. It's one of the only substances that has the ability to do that. So for very intense headaches, frankincense mixed with peppermint or lavender or the three, and you would just put like one drop in your hand and rub it right where you're feeling the headache. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Any last words for our audience?
Let's see. I'd say, not all oils are created equal. If it's something that you want to know more about, Daniel will tag me on this post. You can reach out to me personally. I can tell you more about specifics, and you have to use oils with caution and usually with dilution, meaning like a carrier oil, like coconut oil, for certain oils, especially the spicier ones, and with your kids, absolutely. Yeah, those are some little details, disclaimers. So if you want to know more about it, I'm happy to tell you. At the end of the day, though, essential oils is very personal for everyone. And some people would say, oh, I don't like that smell, so therefore I shouldn't use it. Sometimes people have a debate. I don't like that smell. Maybe I should, maybe I need it, right? But it's not always about the smell. There's oils that I don't like the smell of, but I know, I think one time your daughter actually got into the melaleuca, which is tea tree oil, like right before Shabbat, and so she was covered in it. But I have to tell you, I'm sure her immune system was really strong after. But other people next to her were like, "Whoa, okay, that's." So we might not always like the smell, but it doesn't mean it's not good for us. So maybe we're not going to use it as a perfume, or we're not going to breathe it in, right? But we might use it topically.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alison.
You're welcome.
Thank you, guys. I'll see you next week. All the best.
Finish.